see it moving?
I can feel it moving.
Oh,
and I can see it. So the back of the truck is moving. Pretty soon the whole truck will be moving. That's what happens next.
No. This is not good. This is really, yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that makes everybody get sick and worried.
Okay. And that's when you see those, YouTube videos with the truck and trailer tumbling out of control.
Yes,
These days, all we really want to do is go and enjoy the outdoors. Maybe in a side-by-side, maybe a camping trailer, but getting the right hitch and setting up your trailer may be confusing. In this video, we're going to show you how not to set up your trailer and then also show you how to do it properly. And to do this, I have the man, Mr. Truck, to help me. So Mr. Truck, why can't I just go to a big box store, buy a very simple hitch like this for about, what, 30 bucks and be done with it? Just walk away.
Well, you could, but you got to know something about this. What your trailer weight is, what the ball rating is, what this receiver hitch is rated at. All those things you need to know. The weight of the trailer, the tongue weight, and make sure you read the label on the ball and on this receiver.
So what's the solution?
Well, I like adjustable hitches like this. This has 3 adjustments, so I can put it on there and I can make sure my trailer's level, because if you don't have an adjustment on your ball, it's really hard to get everything right, especially loaded. There's a difference between loaded and empty, so you want to kind of make all those changes, but there's just a few things you want to know. And see, like the ball on this is labeled how many pounds, the hitch itself is labeled, so you can read all that stuff. Of course, wherever you buy it from, you can find all that information out, but I think adjustable hitch makes so much more sense than just a straight hitch.
Over the last several years, we've been using GenY hitches for all of our towing needs, including heavy-duty trucks, half-ton trucks like this F-150, and a variety of different trailers, including gooseneck hitches as well for those big, heavy trucks. But in this video, we have about a 5,000-pound trailer, and we're going to show you a variety of GenY hitches that start at about 70 bucks and, of course, go to about 200 bucks and on and on and on. But here's what I really want to do. I want to show you guys exactly what happens when you have a light tongue weight load and then a proper one as well.
Andre, why are we pulling with Polaris?
Well, I want to do it as a demonstration, okay? It's very easy to shift weight with one of these machines. So how about this? We move the Polaris all the way back.
Yeah.
Go to the truck scale, actually show the tongue weight, exactly how much it weighs, and then show why it's so bad and dangerous.
That's what's cool about adjusting tongue weight. If it has wheels on it, it's easy to do. What's cool about using the truck scales is they always have to know what all their axles weigh, which is what we're doing. On Andre's truck, we got the section for the front axle, another section for the rear axle of the truck, and another section for the trailer. That is just so cool, so we know where everything is. I like that.
So we put the truck and trailer on the scales with the Polaris all the way back because we wanted to do it the wrong way and show you the low tongue weight. Mr. Truck, what do you think it was?
Oh, when we had no tongue weight?
Yes.
It was probably like 5% or less.
It was 0%.
Zero?
Look,
Holy
the trailer
cow.
weight is 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And the trailer axles weighed 5,000 pounds, which means we had nothing on the tongue.
Wow, that sounds scary.
Nothing.
Well, 5% was high then.
So Mr. Truck,
yes.
Where do people go if they want to purchase a hitch or another truck or trailer accessory?
Well, you can always go to MrTruck.com and MrTrailer.com.
Yeah.
Because I do sell accessories there, and I've tested them all, I use them all, we all used them all.
All right, so right here, right now, we moved the Polaris all the way back on the trailer, and this is what not to do.
Yes, this is a pendulum. We're creating a pendulum like your grandfather clocks.
Yeah.
Swings back and forth. It will want to swing back and forth. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, you can take the tongue weight off, you lose a lot of control.
Yeah, so I have a trailer brake controller which is working, it's hooked up. The gain is set as about 4.0 for this particular trailer with this load. So if it starts to sway too much, I can grab manually with my hand the trailer brake controller and slow it down. So let's try it.
That's exactly what you want to do. You want to grab the brake controller, not your foot brake.
Yeah.
Don't touch the foot brake. That hopefully will straighten the snake out if we get a snake back there.
So what's basically happening, all the weight is on the back of the trailer, and like you said, it has one connection on the hitch, right? And then it starts to sway. Oh boy, okay, now as we're picking up speed, we're at 50, 60, yeah. Can you feel that?
I can. It's moving the back of the truck around like we thought it would.
And also the motion, the bad motion of the trailer gets worse with speed, right?
Exactly.
The higher you go, the worse it gets. So right now, I'm going to be at about 60, 65. By the way, this is a closed road.
Yes.
We're not doing this in public. So if you can tell, can you see it moving?
I can feel it moving.
Oh,
and I can see it. So the back of the truck is moving. Pretty soon the whole truck will be moving. That's what happens next.
No. This is not good. This is really, yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that makes everybody get sick and worried.
Okay. And that's when you see those, YouTube videos with the truck and trailer tumbling out of control.
Yes, 'cause that's what happens next. The back end moving is bad enough, but once you get the front end moving, it's really hard to control. Other than what we're talking about, using that brake controller, manual override is what we're using.
So there's only one way to solve this issue now.
Yes.
Properly balance the load, right?
Very important.
And if we push this Polaris all the way forward, obviously we could get too much tongue weight, right?
Yes.
And then the truck and trailer, or the truck starts squatting, the trailer will be nose down.
Yeah, it's very important to get the load level, and then it's going to be very important to do weight distributing with sway controllers. All those things you want to do to be safe.
On the F-150, the trailer brake controller is right here to the right of the steering wheel, and this is my gain control, and this is my manual brake, trailer brake override, which I was using when the trailer was swaying. If your SUV or truck does not have a built-in integrated trailer brake controller, you can buy one aftermarket and they have similar controls. So Mr. Truck, like you said, this is GenY's most affordable and the most light-duty hitch, right?
Right, this is the Rebel.
Yep.
There's the Rebel and the Rebel X. This is the base one, goes up to 5,000 pounds max trailer, which is 500 pound tongue weight.
Yep. And it's very simple because it's labeled.
Yeah.
It's labeled right here. It says 5,000 pound capacity, 500 pound tongue weight. So when you think about tongue weight, the proper way to do it is the tongue weight is about 10% of your total trailer weight.
Generally, you're right.
Yes.
On a bumper pull conventional type trailer like what we're dealing with here, that's true.
Yeah. So that's pretty simple, and it's also pretty lightweight, and it costs about $70, right?
Wow, that's a great hitch for little money. It's very easy, anybody can handle these, and you can go, 5,000 to 7,000 pounds, which is great. That's their new hitch.
And the next thing you need to figure out, let's say you have a light-duty off-road trailer, that's probably using a 2-inch ball, right?
Right.
We're using a slightly larger setup because this trailer we have right here is for heavier use. So this is a 2 5/16 ball, and the ball must match the coupler on the trailer.
Right. And then you got to make sure you look at the load rating of the ball.
Yes, and then I want to show you this. See, this is not fully tightened. And this is basically how it kind of ships when it arrives. One of these things ships this way. So you got to take it probably to, I wouldn't say like a corner mechanic store, to actually properly torque this, right?
Or get a 12-inch, 16-inch crescent with a big pipe on the end of it.
Yeah, that's true. Because this has to be torqued, pretty heavily and properly.
Yeah, you want that lock washer to be compressed totally so it doesn't ever come undone. On this Rebel, it has some options for the drawbar. And this here looks like a wing. This actually is where your sway controls. If you want to use sway control, not use a weight distributing hitch, you attach those sliders on each side and they go to a bracket on your tongue. And then you can adjust how much pressure is on that slider. Yeah, so it goes on like that. And that's what keeps it from moving around a lot. After you tighten all this up, that's an option on the Rebel or Rebel X.
So we showed you the 5,000 pound hitch. Now this is the Rebel X from GenY. This is rated up to 7,000 pounds. How come it has 2 holes right here?
Well, that's so that you make sure you got enough adjustment to get it past your bumper. And some accessories slide on here in your little room, like some of the mud flaps out there. So that gives you a few more options.
And can I go like this?
You certainly can. You can flip these either way. Actually, that's exactly how I have my hitch on my truck.
And here's another thing that doesn't come with the Rebel X, but you can buy from GenY. And this is a solid shank, very heavy duty, and it's got a 2 5/16 or a 2-inch ball. So if you're carrying multiple trailers, you can vary that. We're moving up in the price range now. And I want to talk about this hitch. This is a GenY glider, and I think this is cooler than sliced bread because it also has a torsion axle, little tiny axle in here, and it provides a cushion between your truck or your SUV and the trailer.
This has only been out for a couple years, but this here, like you say, It's got a torsion just like a horse trailer axle. There's 4 rubbers in there, and each corner has a rubber, and that flexes. That's what gives you that better ride. Now this one's adjustable in height, but it goes up to 7,000 pounds. So we're still in that 7,000 pound on the light duty GenY hitches. The pin is so cool. I use GenY pins on everything I have. They're like stainless steel, and you can go on their website to see what they're rated for. And that's another thing you got to know. You got to make sure your pin is rated high enough so you don't break the pin and lose the trailer and everything else. Look at that hair clip. That's not like anything you've seen. It actually bends over the side, and that's done it so you put it in sideways and push it in and then flip it around. Much easier than a regular hairpin, but you got to force it on. Sometimes they're hard to push. This is one of the easiest clips there are to attach to your pin.
So we showed you what not to do, removing tongue weight and swaying, and then that's really, really bad. Now we're gonna show you what to do. This is the proper way to do it. Now we're using this heavy duty version of their 2-inch receiver, and we're going up so we can actually show you proper leveling of the trailer, proper loading, and then we'll also be using weight distribution bars on this. And what I wanted to do is show you guys the extreme. So we push the Polaris all the way forward, right?
Right.
And here's what we found on the scales. The trailer axle weight was about 3,780, which means it's about 1,250 or so pounds on tongue, which means 25% tongue weight.
Okay, we're gonna hook up the weight distributing hitch to the GenY adjustable hitch. These here are called either spring arms or trunnions, whatever you want to call them. And they snap into place like that. There's a little pin that holds them at the top. And then since we got this jacked up, I should be able to just lift this up and slide it on like that. These arms here go in there, and they actually grab that arm on the sides. But this whole system is set up to distribute the weight to all the axles of your truck and your trailer.
All right, Mr. Truck, the load is distributed beautifully, centered, 10% tongue weight. We have a weight distribution hitch. So let's do, once again, on this closed road, let's try this.
Okay, go. Oh my gosh, feel the power of this hybrid. Whoa, that increased my hat.
All right,
goodness.
So when the trailer is properly set up, you could, really accelerate to highway speeds. Right now I'm going about 75, and
yeah,
it's solid as a rock.
That's great, and I'm glad you got good trailer brakes.
So the whole point is, if your trailer, is distributed right, you got the right hitch, right?
That's right.
But not too heavy of a hitch, right?
No, you want to do all of your math, figure out the weight ratings and your tongue, your trailer, so you know what kind of hitch to get. Yeah. And that is true. I think we've learned a lot today. I think this is a great test we're doing, testing out the GenY hitches, showing you all those, showing what sway control is like, and proper placement of your cargo.
There you go. And like I said, you can go at any highway speed, interstate speed, and it's solid. I'm relaxed. I don't have to saw at the wheel.
That's true.
And it's beautiful.
And you learn how to control the brake controller independent. So if you're on ice or you get crowded on a freeway and the trailer starts swaying, you know to bring it right back in control.
Yep. Mr. Truck, I got another shipment recently from GenY.
Holy cow, that's a big old book.
Oh look, wow. Look at this. It's a brand new Rebel hook.
A Rebel hook? Does that mean it's lighter?
Have you heard anything about this?
No, so that's lighter than the other one.
Yeah, look at this. This is
so
this
cool.
is incredible.
Wow.
GenY also has these accessories, but these are solid steel.
Yeah.
A solid shank, very heavy.
That's 3 times heavier than this. This is nothing. This is a one-hander. This is cool.
All right, I'm sorry. I was getting too excited about the hooks.
Yeah.
The hook, by the way, can be used as a step or as a hook. And this is just a basic hitch step that GenY also sells. So they do have quite a few accessories.
Cool. Now these are the GenY heavy duty ones. We showed you the light duty. This is the heavy duty. Now if you'll see in there the squares, that is one 2-inch square welded on one more and welded on the third one, and as many as they need to get to as far as much as 18 inches of drop or lift, and that makes them strong. So they weld these hitches individually together, then they weld the outside. So you got a lot of weight, and this is all powder coated. Very heavy duty. It's not a slot like most hitches have, or adjustable. They just slide up and down. This actually go through one hole, one hole, one hole. And look at this puppy too. That's a solid shank. There is nothing hollow about them, the mega duties. And this one will go, you can get these rated from 10,000 to 16,000 pounds on a 2-inch shank. And this is that mostly like a half-ton type truck would have a 2-inch receiver. Now this one, this is another mega duties. This is 2.5 inch, like what most 3/4 tons have now. They've got that the class 5 that's actually 2.5. So you got 2.5 on each one of these holes. Each hitch is welded together, and a 2.5 inch shank. And these ones are rated anywhere from 21,000 to 32,000 on a 2.5 inch for, like, say, a 3/4 ton. Of course, this one here is a 2.5 with the torsion suspension. That's what's in here, is those rubber rods we talk about. And this one can be rated up to, I'm sure, 21,000.
And Mr. Dirk, just to demonstrate the size, this Rebel hook right here has a 2-inch shank, and it fits into this torsion hitch really nicely, like any 2-inch regular hitch would be. But you talked about 2.5s. You see, that's kind of what the size difference is for heavier hitches.
That's true. That's true. And you can get these torsion hitches in a 2, a 2.5, or a 3. I mean, they've even got ones for toter homes that are 40,000 pounds.
So there you have it. Nothing crashed. We showed you what not to do and what to do. So if you keep your tongue load on your hitch at about 10% of your trailer weight, you should be fine, right?
Right, we've got everything done right. We got the trailer level now. We've got the weight distributing hitch hooked up with the spring arms. I've got my gloves because I'm doing all the work. And we've got, looks like a real nice rig. Is just the way I want it.
So there you have it. And as always, go back to MrTruck.com for the hitches and accessories, and also TFLTruck.com for truck reviews.
Like where everybody else goes.